It is a warm, hazy day here at Comerica Park. Tigers and Royals getting set to do battle in the final game of this rain-shortened two-game series. The Tigers winning the opening game last night. We want to remind you that as the Tigers and Justin Verlander get set to take on KC, if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you will get yourself a free small order of curly fries. So take advantage of that if the Tigers are able to go deep 3 times in this game today. Justin Verlander taking the field this afternoon, leading the Tigers out of the field as we get set for baseball this afternoon. The starting lineup he will face today for the Royals, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Jarrod Dyson will lead it off for Kansas City. In 15 games with Omaha, it's stolen 7 bases, had 6 extra base hits. Alex Gordon is in left. Billy Butler, the DH. Eric Hosmer will clean up. Jeff Francoeur in right, followed by Mike Moustakas. And a bottom 3 of Brian Pena, Chris Getz, and Alcides Escobar. Justin Verlander today is presented by Soaring Eagle Casino.
Well, Justin Verlander, simply the top right-hander in the game of baseball these days. He already has 5 starts. This will be his 6th. He has 1 complete game. He checks in with a 2-1 record. Of course, he has that fastball that can get up to 100 miles an hour, and a tremendous curveball, a really good changeup, and a slider that is still developing. Let's take a look at the defenders behind Justin Verlander in the ball game this afternoon. Rayburn gets the start in left today. Jackson in center, 4 hits for Austin yesterday. Peralta, how about him at shortstop? Just 1 error so far this year and 95 total chances.
Well, Justin Verlander, as we mentioned, has dominated the Kansas City Royals. The Tigers swept the Royals in KC last time out. JV picked up a win in one of those games.
He had to work very hard in the 9th inning of this contest in Kansas City. It was a game where he needed 131 pitches, and the final pitch that he threw of the night was 100 miles an hour.
And the 131 pitches represents a season high for Verlander. You don't often see a pitcher go that many in the month of April, but he really had to reach back to get that victory. And these numbers are awfully impressive.
127 strikeouts in his career against Kansas City batters and just 36 walks. 5-0 here at Comerica Park.
So we are set for baseball here this afternoon on a very hazy, but we are pleased to report warm afternoon here compared to what it's been like the last couple of days. Jarrod Dyson is settling into the batter's box. It'll be Dyson, Gordon, and Butler here in the first inning for the visiting Kansas City Royals.
Corner infielders have to be on their toes when Dyson is in that batter's box. He attempted to bunt in just about every single plate appearance last night.
Here we go. The windup and the first pitch of the ball game from Verlander is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Dyson 2 out of 4 in the opener last night. Had a triple in the ball game. Scored a couple of runs. Doing exactly what they hoped he would do at the top of their lineup. And there's a strike from JV. 1 ball, 1 strike. A couple of fastballs to start things off here in the low 90s against Jarrod Dyson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That stays high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dyson batting .286. This is his 2nd stint with the Royals this year. And the 2-1. Missed it high. 3 balls and 1 strike. So he's come out throwing nothing but fastballs here to Dyson. Not a whole lot of power to speak of. He has 1 RBI. He's hit safely at 5 straight. 3-1 pitch. He walked him. So the leadoff man is on. Something Verlander wanted to avoid with the speed of Dyson.
Dyson will not stay at first base very long. Verlander does have a very quick move for a very tall right-handed power pitcher. You know Vila can throw. So Dyson won't get a great jump, which means that Vila will have an opportunity to throw him out if he's in a running mood.
Gordon had a double, knocked in 2 in last night's ball game.
Number 2 hitters with speedsters on first base. You can really look for that first pitch fastball if you get it.
Dyson getting back barely. Just in an ERA of 2.37 career against this Royals team. They have not beaten him since September of 2009. So pure dominance over this Royals team.
Jim Leyland really hasn't utilized the pitch out very often this year, but this may be a situation, a pitch or two in, he might think about it.
There it goes. Here comes the throw. It's a little high and a stolen base for Dyson. It would have been a perfect spot.
Verlander took very little time getting the ball to Avila. It's a very good throw by Avila down to second base. Good exchange, good footwork right on the bag, but Dyson just too fast.
Not a whole lot Alex could have done there. It seemed like everything was textbook from his end. And so Dyson has his second stolen base of the year. There's the 1-0 to Gordon. Hits it on the ground to the right side. Ranging left is Danny Wirth. That'll advance the runner. 1 out.
It must be something to have the kind of speed that this young man has, Mario. Everybody in the ballpark knew that he was going to steal that base, and yet able to steal it successfully.
That's when it's impressive. I mean, that's the old baseball saying, when everybody knows in the park you're going to go and you can still swipe it. Awfully impressive. And Ricky Henderson was that way.
Yes, he was.
He was fearless. So Dyson now is at third with only 1 out. And we'll see how the Tigers play the infield here. They're going to pull him in with Butler up there. Billy was held hitless, believe it or not, in the ball game last night. He typically hits well against Tigers pitching. And Justin will throw from the windup. Butler looks at strike one.
Billy not afraid of Justin Verlander. And just look at the numbers.
You don't see very many guys with that many at bats. 43 have an average that high against Verlander. Now it's 0-2. Billy banged that one off his foot. Butler this year has knocked in 16. Trying to get the Royals an early run after the leadoff walk and the stolen base by Gerard Dyson. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Checked it. Did he go? Oh, he went around. Strike three call. Tim McClellan says have a seat, and Butler disagrees.
Porcello did a marvelous job against Butler last night, and Verlander picking up where Porcello left off. It's our bell tire pitch by pitch. One fastball inside, one fastball outside, and then a slider down and away. Verlander doesn't throw many sliders, only to the special guys that have good numbers against him, and Butler is one of those guys.
And so now Verlander a chance to strand that runner at third. Here is Eric Hosmer. He has really struggled. Hosmer is now 0 for his last 19.
I'm going to have to ask Verlander when I get a chance to talk to him why the windup with Butler up and 1 out, and then he goes to the stretch against Hosmer with a runner on third.
That's a good catch. Yeah, he was winding it up with Butler. The 1-0. Driven, hit hard to center field. Jackson is on the run. This ball is over his head. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And it's a double and an RBI with 2 outs for Hosmer.
It was just a matter of time before Eric Hosmer got loose against the Tigers. That final game at Kansas City, when the Tigers were there a couple of weeks ago, he hit 3 balls right on the button. And he hit some balls hard yesterday. And Verlander gets a fastball up, and he absolutely drills it over the head of Austin Jackson. And talking to some Kansas City Royals people that travel with them on a day-to-day basis, and they say that Hosmer was hitting one of the harder 180s you'd ever want to see.
Yeah, and that, I guess, proves it right there. That ball was a bullet. In fact, he had been just 1 for 11 against Verlander prior to that at bat, but he gives the Royals the lead. That could be frustrating for a hitter. You know, when it gets to like 0 for 19, 0 for 20, and you're still hitting the ball hard.
No doubt.
Francoeur, the batter.
The one thing that Hosmer had in his favor because of what he did last year, having such a sensational rookie season, you know you're going to play every day. Where some young players, you're just not in the lineup that consistently, so you can't get out of those slumps.
Here's the 1-1 to Francoeur. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Francoeur had a good day yesterday. He was in a little bit of a slump when he arrived to Comerica Park, but he got 3 hits in the game and has had some success against Verlander as well.
3 out of 4 yesterday with a double. He's hit safely in 5 in a row. Swing and a miss, and a big swing it was.
95-mile-per-hour fastball located down and in. There's nothing you can do with this pitch.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Jeff Francoeur. .253 hitter this season. And down he goes. So Verlander picks up his 2nd strikeout. Royals get a run, strand a man, and here come the Tigers. Jackson off a big night last night will start things off for the Tigers. The rest of the lineup presented by Big Boy this afternoon. Jackson, Bosch, Cabrera, your top 3. Prince in the middle, batting cleanup, followed by Rayburn in left. Johnny Peralta, 6 for 11 this year against the Royals. And Avila, Eldred, and Worth round out the Tigers starting 9 here this afternoon. Jonathan Sanchez on the hill for the Royals. He is presented by Fox Chevrolet of Rochester Hills.
Well, Jonathan Sanchez has been pitching in way too much traffic this year. He has given up 18 hits. He has walked 17. That is 35 base runners in 17 in the 3rd inning. So if you continue to pitch like that, you're going to have those lofty numbers as far as the earned run average is concerned.
Well, Sanchez ready to go to work. His counterpart, Luke Hochevar, was having trouble getting through the 1st inning last night. We'll see if the Tigers' bats continue to stay hot. Jackson batting .314 thanks to his 4-hit effort last evening. And a couple of RBIs as well. And he looks at a strike on the inside part of the plate, 1-1. Sanchez, a native of Mayagüez in Puerto Rico, 29 years of age. Way outside, 2-1. Jackson now with 9 RBIs this year. Been more of a catalyst to the Tigers offense the last 4 or 5 games. And he drives this one high in the air to right. Francoeur coming over, has room.
Let's take a peek at the Kansas City Royals defensively. It's presented by Tim Hortons. You have Francoeur in the outfield. He recorded his 101st assist of his career. Very talented shortstop, Escobar. Talked about Hosmer over at first base. He can really swing it as well. Good defensive club the Royals have.
Here's Bosch. extended the hitting streak to 8 consecutive games with a hit in last night's ball game. The average, though, still hovering in the low 200s. 229 coming in.
You know, we were just talking about Eric Hosmer and some of the frustration that he may be going through because he's gotten off to a slow start. Jim continues to show a lot of confidence in Brennan Bosch as well. Continues to run him out there every single day because he knows Brennan has a little bit of a track record up here that he'll get better.
Yeah, the first half of his rookie season was one to behold. Last year it was more of an even season, start to finish. The 1-1. And it's low, 2 balls and 1 strike.
As a matter of fact, Brennan's numbers against left-handed pitching this year, well, in his career really, better than right-handed.
He is ahead in the count here against Sanchez. And it's fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here are the splits that you were chatting about. 308. These are career in the first half 308, second half 182. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. So the first strikeout for Sanchez. 2 gone. That'll bring up Miguel Cabrera. A much more calm start for the Royals here in the first inning. Last night, it looked like they might not get an out in the first inning. Jackson, Bosch, Cabrera all reached on hits. Tigers scored 5 times. That skips in, and did it hit him? Yes. Cabrera hit by the pitch. First base runner of the game for the Tigers. Pinballed off his toe, off the shin guard. Now Prince Fielder. Prince batting .294, was hitless in last night's game. He did pick up an RBI though, and Fielder now has knocked in 12. Bouncing ball hit the other way. Moustakas at third. Throws out Prince, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit batter, 1 left. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. Ram Guts Glory Ram. And by Nestle Juicy Juice, the very best juice for the very best kids. Nice day in the Motor City today. Nice day in Birmingham as well. All across the area, the Tigers and Royals getting together in the top of the second. 1-0 KC.
That's where you hang out, Birmingham. That's where all the folks go that kind of got it going on.
Absolutely. One of my favorite parts of town. Here is Mike Moustakas to lead things off for the Royals. Moustakas and then Pena, then Getz. In there, a strike called on Moustakas. Royals got a run in the first on the RBI doubled by Hosmer. 1 for 4 last night for Moustakas. The bender missing high. 1 ball and 1 strike, and I guess we can tell early on, at least in this game, the command right now for Verlander not as crisp as it normally is. There's the 1-1 pitch. Another bender, and that one missed again. 2-1. JV threw 17 pitches in that first inning. Here's the 2-1 offering. Swing and a miss. 93. Up at about the letters. Moustakas has come on since we last saw him in Kansas City a couple of weeks ago. He was scuffling out of the chute, but his average up over 300 now. Popped up right side of the infield. Danny Worth to the grass, and Jackson will let him have it. 1 gone here in the second. By the way, this game is available in stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast. Here's Brian Pena. Pena batting .282. Quintero caught last night's game. Pena here this afternoon for the Royals. And that's it for a strike. Been with the club now for 3+ years. This is his 4th season, coming over from the Atlanta Braves. Sends a ground ball to second. Danny Worth. 2 gone. And that will leave it up to Chris Getz. Got a couple of Royals on this team that have local roots. Getz, of course, is one of them, from Grosse Pointe South High School, and Mitch Meyer from Novi.
Yep.
Getz looks at strike 1.
It was Betancourt that got the start in last night's game at second base for the Royals. Ned Yost electing to go with one more left-handed bat against Justin Verlander today.
There's a sinking liner to left center field. It's going to split the outfielders and go all the way to the wall. Getz is going to try for 3. And the relay to third, not in time. It's a 2-out triple for Chris Getz.
That kind of gives you an indication of just how fast Chris Getz is. You don't see many triples in left center field. That's the second fastball today up in the strike zone that a left-hander has hit for an extra base hit. Hosmer did it earlier in the game, and you could see Jets kind of turn on the Jets.
You know, you're right, though. You don't see any triples hit out to left center. They're always out there to right center field, but he motored all the way to third. And now we'll see if Verlander can strand him. Here's Escobar. Little looper down the right field line. Foul ball by inches.
Usually left-handed batters, like a Getz or a Hosmer, or most left-handed batters in the game of baseball, they like the ball down and in, and that's just where their natural swing arc ends up. But a couple of guys today have climbed the ladder and gotten on top of a couple of JV fastballs.
Not the easiest thing to do.
They're also very aggressive here against JV. He throws a lot of strikes. He doesn't walk a lot of people, and once he gets ahead of you, you pretty much can mail it in, because he doesn't give up much after an 0-1 count.
Escobar rolls one to short. 2 steps to his right. Johnny Peralta has it, and that is that. So nothing comes of the 2-out triple. On a warm, hazy day here in the Motor City. Royals got a run in the first on the RBI double by Eric Hosmer. And it'll be Ryan Rayburn, Johnny Peralta, and Alex Avila against the left-hander Jonathan Sanchez, who hit a batter in the first but no damage. Rayburn at 148 this year. However, he is starting to perk up, though. Ryan has 5 hits in his last 4 games. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Way high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The one thing about Sanchez, and we've talked about this, is he does have a tendency to walk some batters and allow the other team to get into the game. He walked almost 6 per 9 innings last year. Wave and a miss. 1-2.
They're kind of concerned about his velocity as well. When he was with the San Francisco Giants, his fastball hovered anywhere from 93 to 95, but they haven't seen that velocity this year in a Kansas City Royals uniform.
Here's the 1-2. Well, they traded away a guy that had a pretty good year last year in Melky Cabrera to get him. And here are some of the numbers in his last 3 seasons.
Last year, Sanchez had a couple of different stints on the disabled list.
They're saying, to kind of further talk about your point, that his fastball velocity now is at about 89 miles per hour on average this year, which is down.
And you can win in the big leagues with an 89 mile per hour fastball, but you can't give up 6 walks a game.
Here's the 2-2. Popped him up. Third base side, Mike Moustakas to the grass.
Hey fans, Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week when Paul Konerko and the White Sox head to Detroit to take on Prince Fielder and the Tigers as both teams look to keep pace atop the AL Central. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
Big show coming to town on Saturday.
Yes, they are.
You're going to have a day off. What are you going to do?
I don't know. Get some rest, probably.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
Here's Peralta. He takes a strike. Might want to start packing for that trip we have coming up.
We have a long one.
Johnny takes ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 out of 3 last night for Peralta. Now batting .253. Ground ball left side, right at Moustakas. He's been busy already in this game. 2 gone. Royals are very excited about their corners. Moustakas at third, Hosmer at first. 2 of the bigger prospects in the game the last couple of years. They are finally at the big league level, and they are starting to really settle in, although Hosmer has struggled a bit out of the chute, but he'll be okay. Here's Avila. Alex 1 for 3 in the series. Fouled off. 0-1. Avila's hit 3 home runs this year. Of course, he had the walk-off on the first homestand of the season against the Red Sox. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Royals had to find their way through a 12-game losing streak earlier this year. They were starting to play a little bit better, but the Tigers pounded them pretty good last night. Another wave and a miss. 1-2. Tigers in search of their first hit. They had Cabrera hit by a pitch in the first inning, their only runners so far. And Sanchez ready with a 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanchez missed the majority of the second half last year with bicep tendonitis. Has a no-hitter in his career. Big Brad Eldred waiting on deck. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Avila goes down. 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire. It's good mood food. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Justin Verlander getting set to take the hill as we go to the top of the third inning here at Comerica Park. They'll face the top of the lineup, Jarrod Dyson, Alex Gordon, and Billy Butler for KC. It was Dyson who walked, stole a base, and scored the first run of the game back in the first inning. Shows bunt and looks at ball one. Dyson batting .286 now. He was called up Friday from Omaha, their AAA team. That Omaha team has one of the best nicknames or team names in the minor leagues, the Storm Chasers, which is so appropriate for that part of the country.
That's right.
Here's the 1-1. Strike called on Dyson, and now he's behind in the count 1-2. I mentioned last night was a 50th round draft choice, and here he is in the major leagues. Doesn't happen often. And the 1-2. Got him, strike three. Verlander carved him up that time, and that's another strikeout for JV's third. Time for a game break. We go to the studio, and here's Mickey York. Thanks, Mick. Here it is 1-0 in favor of KC as we play in the third. Gordon tries to drop down a bunt and sends it back into the seats.
You have to do whatever you can when you're going up against a pitcher like Justin Verlander, who doesn't give up many hits. If Cabrera is playing deep at that third base position, that's a really good idea and attempt by Gordon.
By and large, though, we have not seen too many teams test out Cabrera at third base by dropping down a bunt. And we've seen it here and there. Were you expecting it to happen a little bit more?
I was expecting more teams to see if he could make that play coming in, which is one of the more tougher plays for a third baseman, when a soft ball is bunted down toward third, or a slow roller coming in in do or die fashion and barehanding the ball and then trying to get it across the diamond.
That's rolled foul, 1-2.
Season is early yet, though.
That it is, and by and large, Cabrera has shown that he can make just about every type of play. He's not going to have the type of range that maybe some others would. made 3 errors this year. Started 4 double plays.
He worked awfully hard in spring training on his footwork.
Missed it outside, 2-2.
And of course, Cabrera's a very proud man and a very good baseball player. And he heard all the whispers out there and all the experts saying that they didn't think he would be able to develop himself into a quality third baseman in the major leagues.
The 2-2 offering. Lifted toward right center field. Jackson won't get this one. It'll drop in for a base hit. An aggressive turn by Gordon, but he retreats.
This is a well-located changeup by Justin Verlander. You can see the grip in his glove. It's a circle change, and take a look at where the location is. This ball is down and away, and he reaches out with one arm, basically, and he finds some grass in the outfield. Really good look there at that changeup.
Here is Butler. Whoa. The fans are oohing and eyeing. It was close. Tim McClellan made the call. Just got that right hand in there. Chopper hit toward third, charging Cabrera. His off-balance throw is in time. The runner will advance, 2 outs.
Just talking about Cabrera down at third base, and he starts to set his body on this slow roller off the bat of Billy Butler in a circular fashion, and it makes it an easier play for him. A lot of times you'll see infielders start to set their bodies as to the direction that they're going to throw the baseball.
Eric Hosmer drove in a run in his first at bat, and he pulls this one to first base right at Prince. That'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Bottom of the third to go. One to look forward to. Miller time later in today's game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. Tigers are down by a run as we go to the bottom of the third in this one. Sanchez brings home the first pitch in for a strike on Brad Eldred. Eldred, then Worth, and then Jackson. Sanchez pretty economical, 26 pitches through the first 2 innings. Eldred batting 143 at the major league level. Called up after that torrid April at AAA Toledo. 1-2. When Eldred was in the minor leagues, they called him Big Country.
I wonder why.
He's 6'6". 270 some odd pounds. Here's the 1-2. Line right at the second baseman gets, who had him played perfectly.
Hey fans, Saturday, May 5th at 4:05, the Tigers battle the Chicago White Sox at Comerica Park. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Max Scherzer will be on the mound that afternoon.
It's a check swing strike on Danny Worth. Worth was hitting .309 at Toledo. Been up and down a couple of times this year. Tigers have been out hit 3-0. Their only base runner so far. Cabrera hit by a pitch in the first inning. 2 balls, 1 strike on Worth. Worth was showing a little bit of pop down there. AAA, 7 doubles, 3 homers. It's fouled down the right field line. That's always been, I guess, the kind of scouting report on Worth. If he could ever hit on a consistent basis at this level, he could be an everyday player.
And if he doesn't hit the way that, he would hope that he would, that he could be a quality backup player. He can play up the middle at shortstop and second base and play them very well.
Yeah, you put a premium on guys that can catch it consistently and throw it. And Danny Worth fits into that category. 3-2 on Worth. And he fouls it away.
Danny really hasn't had an opportunity to really show what he could do in the major leagues, though, because every time he does get called up, most of his at-bats are spotty. He doesn't get to play 7 days in a row.
Yeah, which gets back to what you were talking about earlier, how much of an advantage it is for a young guy that knows he's going to go out there every day and settle in. That's down the right field line. Francoeur coming over. And there are 2 gone. Speaking of Toledo, we know that Doug Fister will be in Toledo tonight, making his scheduled rehab start. So we wish him well, because certainly he is a huge part of this rotation.
Quite a few of Jim Leland's staff will be making that drive down to Toledo. Jim will be going, of course. Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, bullpen coach, Mike Rojas. And Lloyd McClendon also told me he was going to go down there as well.
And our own Dana Wakiji at FoxSportsDetroit.com will be covering, so we'll have all the angles covered with Fister. I was talking to Avila today, and Avila said that Fister asked him, hey, you want to come down to Toledo after the game and catch me?
Avila said negative.
He said, no, I'm kind of busy today. Probably be a little tired.
I'll be rooting for you, though, big guy.
The 1-1. There's a strike on the outer edge. Well, if everything goes well, he'll be on the hill on Monday in Seattle. Sanchez ahead 1-2. Tim McClellan asked for the appeal, and he gives it. Did not go.
Don't know what Jackson's going to do here with 2 strikes, but this is worth talking about. He's hitting .220 with 2 strikes this year, but take a look at the league average. Just 177 is the league average, which kind of gives you an idea of that next step that Jackson has taken this year, not striking out as frequently as he did last year.
Further indications that young Mr. Jackson is starting to mature. 2-2. Missed it high and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
There was no one better in the American League last year than Victor Martinez, hitting with 2 strikes.
Bosch waiting on deck. There's a ground ball short. Escobar has it. He slings it over to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. Let's go to the fourth. Trivia question: who is the only major league pitcher to throw a no-hitter in each of his first 2 seasons? That's your question here today. Justin Verlander goes back to work here in the fourth, down 1-0. 1 run, 3 hits for KC. No runs, no hits for Detroit. Francoeur will lead things off. Francoeur, then Moustakas and Pena. First pitch from Verlander is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Francoeur told me before the game today that for him, Justin Verlander is the best pitcher in baseball. And the reason that he gave is that Verlander can start out at 90 miles an hour with that fastball, get all the way up to 100 miles an hour. But it's not so much the velocity with the pitch. Francoeur said that he could locate it. He doesn't make many mistakes with his fastball. And he has those secondary pitches to go along with it.
Popped him up. Left side of the infield. Cabrera coming to the grass, calling everybody else off. And 1 gone. Well, how about these guys since 2010 and some of the numbers? And one of the things you've talked about, Rod, is that a lot of these guys came up as hard throwers, but have changed the way they've done business by and large. A few of them have.
We've seen CC this year. We've also seen Felix Hernandez this year. Of course, we watch Verlander every 5th day. But for me, the last couple of years, all 3 of those guys have really learned how to pitch in the major leagues. When they all got to the show, they all had fastballs 95 miles an hour and above. But, boy, they have those secondary pitches. They're throwing breaking balls in fastball counts. They're getting easy outs early in the game, which allows those guys to go very deep in games. And another thing all those guys have in common, a lot of them have already won Cy Youngs. And Weaver finished second to Verlander last year. So Jeff Jones, the pitching coach for the Tigers, kind of validated that for me before the game today as well.
There's a breaking ball strike, 1-2 on Moustakas. And Jeff Jones has had the pleasure of watching Verlander every 5th day.
Look at that breaking ball.
Got him set up 1-2, and it's fouled straight back. Moustakas popped up back in the second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of the guys we just showed on the screen, taking Verlander out of the equation, who would you pick for a must-win situation?
I would probably go Halladay.
I'd probably agree.
And Halliday's really the guy that set the standard. He was throwing 95 way back in the early 90s or 2000s when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. And that's really how he made his mark. But we gave you a lot of numbers to digest, so take a peek at him. Verlander's won more games. He has a great ERA. We talked about the Cy Youngs. Halliday has a couple of them. CC has one. King Felix has one. King Felix doesn't get a whole lot of run support. That's why his record just a couple of games over 500.
That's in the shallow left. Peralta back. 2 gone. Halliday and Weaver also pitching today along with Verlander.
I mean, Weaver was a guy fastball 97, 98, but he's got that real good changeup now. Good breaking ball. Throws from that, 3/4 arm slot.
Funky delivery.
Some good pitchers on that list.
There's Pena. Bounced out back in the second, 0 for 1. Verlander threw 17 in the first inning, 11 the next 2 frames. And he's thrown 11 so far in this inning. There's a strike. 1-1 on Brian Pena.
Verlander just always seems to be so cool and so calm and collected on the mound these days. Even in that start 5 days ago in New York where he got hit around a little bit, I mean, there was just a sense of calm on his face all through it.
He ended up giving up 4 earned runs in that game, a total of 5 runs, 7 hits, and 6 innings of work. And Justin has gone over 100 pitches in every start so far this year. Tried to thread the needle that time, and he missed. 3-1. Chris Getz waiting on deck. Lifted back out of play. 3-2 on Brian Pena. Verlander also has that streak of pitching at least 6 innings in 47 consecutive starts. There's the 3-2. Hit to the right side on a soft line right at Danny Worth. Inning is over. Tigers coming up in the bottom of the 4th with Bosch, Cabrera, and Fielder on the way. For the Mazda scouting report, we'll do it on the skipper Jim Leland, who last night, Rod, picked up win number 1,600 in his career.
Congratulations to the skipper. He's done a lot of positive things in his managerial career. 3-time manager of the year, has a world championship.
As the skipper likes to say, let's not chew yesterday's breakfast. Let's move on. And milestones don't mean a whole lot to him. He's concentrating on winning today's game.
I got a smile out of the skipper today during batting practice, talking about his son Patrick playing in West Michigan. A-ball, who's doing a very good job right now.
Patrick up to 283 now.
Yep, and don't think Daddy doesn't know it.
Ooh, look out. Bosch buckles out of the way. 2-0.
I guess West Michigan only a 2.5 hour drive from here, and I was asking Jim, would he sneak down there on a night where the Tigers played a day game, and he says, no, I probably wouldn't go down there. He's like most dads. He feels like he'd put too much pressure on his son if he showed up in the ballpark.
Ooh, look out. Right back up the middle on a hop. Sanchez had that thing go whizzing by. One away. I was talking to Leland during spring training when it was announced that Patrick was going to West Michigan. I said, hey, now you might have a lot of time to go see your son play. And he said, well, if we get off to a slow start, I might have even more time to go see him play. But no, nothing to worry about. Skipper's here for the long haul this year. Here's Cabrera with one out. Meanwhile, Sanchez has not given up a hit yet. We're playing in the bottom of the fourth.
He has thrown a no-hitter, but not today.
No, not going to happen today.
Negative.
His no-hitter was against San Diego. A few years back, it was 09 as a member of the San Francisco Giants. Cabrera hit by a pitch in the first, and that remains the only Tigers base runner today. Two and one. Way outside. 3 balls, 1 strike.
It doesn't look like Sanchez wants to mess around with Cabrera here today. Fielder's in the on deck circle, of course, but he bats left-handed, and he is followed by Rayburn. So we'll see if he walks him. He really hasn't thrown anything close to the strike zone.
Ground ball left side. Moustakas flags it off to his left. And the throw almost pulled Hosmer off the bag, but he's out. Two gone. Hey, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game. It's presented by the Angus Third Pounder Deluxe. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. Final results postgame. Here is Prince Fielder. Ball 1 to Prince. Fielder grounded out his first time up. He went the other way to the third baseman, Moustakas. And like most teams that play the Tigers defensively against Prince, they have their second baseman about 10 feet onto the outfield grass. Chris Getz is way out there to cut down the angle. Here's the 1-1. 1-2 on Fielder. Two balls, 2 strikes. Not only has Sanchez thrown a no-hitter in the big leagues, he threw 4 of them in college, and in one game in college struck out 16 hitters. He was dominant. Played at an NAIA school in Columbus, Ohio. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Checked it. Didn't go. Brian Runge down at third base. Fly ball left field. Moving over is Alex Gordon. And it's another 1-2-3 inning for Sanchez. 4 in the books. It's 1-0 KC. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period, Bell Tire. And by Toyota, brought to you by your Greater Detroit Toyota dealers. It has been anything but Hitsville here today. The Tigers have not had one. As we go to the top of the 5th, it's 1-0 KC. Verlander has given up only 3 hits himself. He gave up a run in the first. An overcast day here in downtown Detroit. Pleasant nonetheless.
Well, so far, Jonathan Sanchez, starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, up for the task this afternoon with Justin Verlander pitching for Detroit. And you know, as an opposing pitcher, you can't give up many runs when he is towing the rubber.
Here's a bunt attempt that is laid down by Getz, but Verlander pounces on it, and he gets the out.
Good concentration here by Justin Verlander, who gets off the mound very quickly. Then he gets over and he makes sure that he concentrates enough and he looks the ball into his hand to get the out at first base. So many times pitchers will come over and then they will take a peek to see where the base runner is, because Getz can really run, and then you don't pick up the ball cleanly and you end up getting an error or allowing a guy like Getz to get himself a base hit.
You have the concentration going there. Getz is out.
Got to pick it up first.
Alcides Escobar, he's showing bunt, and there's strike 1. Escobar with a bounce out back in the second. Hosmer has an RBI double in this game, and that's it for the offense. Drilled to left field. And that ball is over the head of Ryan Rayburn, up against the wall. Escobar will go to second and has himself a double. Four hits now for the Royals.
I'm not sure if that's a slider or a curveball that just didn't do a whole lot for Verlander. It's 87 miles an hour, and it appears to be a slider. Usually Verlander's curveballs are anywhere from 82 to 85 miles an hour. And that just didn't have that natural curveball spin to it.
Now Gerard Dyson. There goes the runner, and a big jump. Throw down to third. Tag. Got him. What tag by Cabby. Escobar is out.
Escobar leads their team in steals this year. He has 5 steals, trying to attempt his 6th. And the one thing about stealing third base is that you have to get some kind of momentum, a good secondary lead, which allows you to get a good break off second base. Escobar, and we'll show you in a minute, he was going from a standstill position. Nice pick and tag by Cabby as well.
Swing and a miss.
Take a look at Escobar at second base. He goes from a standstill position, and that's what you can't do when you're trying to steal third base. And if he does get a little bit of a secondary lead, he's safe.
Easily, yeah. Fouled away, 1-2. So the 1-out double is erased on the stolen base attempt as Avila throws out another. 1-2 on Dyson.
That's the first time that Escobar has been thrown out at third base in a couple of years. He was 7 for 7 of steals of third last year.
Bouncing ball, first base side, right at Prince. And just like that, the inning is over. You're watching Tigers baseball this afternoon, presented by Bell Tire. Again today, who is the only major league pitcher to throw a no-hitter in each of his first 2 seasons? And your answer is Steve Busby of the Royals. He did it against the Tigers in '73, against Milwaukee in '74. First pitch way outside Ryan Rayburn. Tigers trying to get the bats going here. One night after they put up 14 hits, they have none through 4 innings. Sanchez facing Rayburn, Peralta, and Avila. Driven high in the air to center field. Dyson is on the run, still going back, circles at the track and makes the catch. Just a little bit short for Rayburn. 1 out.
You can sum up Mr. Sanchez's afternoon so far as being effectively wild. He has thrown a total of 59 pitches, 33 strikes, and 26 balls.
And has not given up a hit. There's a ball low. Johnny Peralta bounced out his first time up. 6 for 12 this season now against the Royals in the season series. The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Royals got a run way back in the first to start the game. Dyson walked, stole a bag, and 2 outs later scored on the double by Hosmer. And that has been it in terms of the bats for either side. That's drilled in the air to center. Dyson on the move for this one as well. 2 gone.
A lot of room for Dyson to roam around here at Comerica Park, especially with his speed.
And Taylor made for this center field at 420. Here's Avila. He struck out his first time up back in the second. Bender missing inside. Avila 1 for 4 in this series against the Royals, a rain shortened series. It was to be a 3-gamer, but the opening game rained out. It'll be made up in late September. 1-1. This does not at all look like a guy who came in with a 6.75 ERA. Sanchez missed outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. He pitched against the Tigers back on the 18th in KC. The Tigers scored 2 against him in 5 innings. And today is not allowed a single hit to this point. Until now. To the gap in right center field. Extra bases. Avila might get a triple out of this. Let's see. Nope, he's going to pull in with a double. He hit it to the alley out there in right center, and he'll pull in with a 2-out, 2-base hit.
Well, he got himself in a predictable fastball count. 2 balls and 1 strike, and he put a pretty swing on it. He absolutely drilled it. And actually it looked like it was a changeup that stayed up. Usually it's Gerald Laird that gets the starts against left-handed pitching. But with the night off tonight and a built-in day off tomorrow, Jim trying to get Alex's bat going, therefore gave him the start here today.
First hit of the game for the Tigers. Here is Brad Eldred. He lined out to Getz his first time up. Sanchez had retired 12 straight before that double by Avila. One ball, 1 strike on Eldred. Tigers signed him as a minor league free agent in January. You know by now the hot start that he got off to. 13 home runs at Toledo, hit 388. And the Tigers called him up, gave him an opportunity. Tripled in a run in his first at bat at Yankee Stadium. Here's the 1-1. Way outside.
I wanted to take one more look at that pitch that Sanchez threw to Avila. It was 86 miles an hour. I thought maybe it was a changeup, but it's not. It's a 4-seam fastball, but it was a BP fastball. He took a little something off of his fastball because he's been up to 90 already in this game.
And Avila hammered it for the first Tigers hit. Now the Tigers trying to get him in here with 2 outs. 3-1. Eldred first got to the big leagues back in 2005 with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that year Lloyd McClendon was managing the Pirates.
Legendary Lloyd.
So those two know each other quite well. Danny Worth waiting on deck. Fouled away, 3-2. Only 5 hits between these two teams here this afternoon. 1-0 KC. Tigers have won the first 4 games in the season series between the two clubs. And the 3-2. High, walked him.
Hey fans, this Sunday, it's photo day. And prior to the 105 game versus Chicago, take pictures of your favorite Tigers players on the field. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to Tigers.com.
Think Paws will be out there taking photos too?
Don't think he won't.
Here's Danny Worth with 2 outs. Go ahead run now at first base. Ball 1 to Danny, and time called by Pena now. He's going to run out to the mound.
If you're Vila at second base, you have to get as much of a secondary lead as the middle infielders will allow you to get. Gordon in left field had 20 assists last year from that position, and we've well documented the arm of Francoeur in right field. No issues in center field, but the corners, you really have to get a good secondary lead if you're Vila. And it looks like the middle infielders are giving him a lot of room to get a really good secondary lead.
Francoeur showed off his throwing arm again last night by nailing Peralta at third, and Gordon last year had 20 assists. Half of those came throwing a runner out at home plate.
I saw that,
which is really impressive. 10 of them. Now the 2-0. There's a ground ball foul.
Francoeur might have the best technique along with arm strength of any of the right fielders that I've seen in the last couple of years. I mean, you got guys like Chu, you have Markakis, you have that kid Cruz in Texas. Ichiro Suzuki has a good arm from right field.
Right.
But there's proof. He's the best.
2-1 on Worth. Tigers got a 2-out double from Vila. Eldred walked. And the 2-1. High, 3-1. If Sanchez walks Worth, you've got Jackson on deck, and there is activity now in their bullpen. Kelvin Herrera pitched in last night's game.
Well, if you're Danny Worth, you can't miss your fastball here. You know you're going to get one.
And he walked him. Back-to-back walks after the double. That's going to load him up. Here comes Dave Island.
He did not get a fastball and wisely held up. Good at bat by Danny Worth. I'm kind of shocked he didn't get his fastball, though.
So as Jackson waits for his turn to the dish with the bases loaded, time now for the Farmers Insurance report card. Austin Jackson and Harvey Keene are the only 2 Tigers with 3 4-hit games in the team's first 23 of a season. That's since at least 1918. So Jackson off to a nice start this year. 3 4-hit games. And he's done it in the team's first 23 games. Harvey Keene, the only other Tiger to do that.
Special company.
Indeed. And now Jackson a base hit away from giving the Tigers perhaps the lead. Austin pops it up foul, back out of play.
Jackson this year batting .273 with runners in scoring position.
Swing and a miss.
Good changeup by Sanchez.
And it's 0-2.
Some nice fading action on that changeup. Real good pitch.
Jackson has only had 2 at-bats this year with the bases full. He's 1 for 2. And he takes outside, 1-2 the count. So really, for the first time in this game, Sanchez is laboring, yet he had retired the first 2 batters, then gave up the double to Avila. And that's when the trouble started.
He's got a short leash today, too, because they already have activity in their bullpen, as we have pointed out.
Bouncing ball to short. Escobar has it there, and the force at second ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit. Leave him loaded. We go to the 6th. Of the 6th inning, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on the Kansas City Royals. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you. 39 straight games dating back to last season with at least 1 double. And this season they are second in the American League with 54 2-base hits.
You know, Kevin Seitzer, their hitting coach, doesn't get nearly the credit that he deserves. And what he's been able to do from an offensive standpoint to get these guys to buy into driving the ball up the middle, get a hanging breaking ball. Obviously, you turn on that. But he doesn't get a lot of notoriety for the job he does with a very young team.
And they lead here this afternoon 1-0. They have managed 4 hits against Verlander. Gordon, Butler, and Hosmer facing JV. First pitch is in for a strike. 0-1 on Alex Gordon. Single and a ground out in this game. Checked it, missed it high. 1-1. Gordon started the year 0 for his first 18, so that put him in the hole early. His average now at 239. 1-2. Verlander struck out 2 in the first, 1 in the third. He has only 3 strikeouts today. Popped up, heading back to the seats. Cabrera, Avila, and neither one can get there. Lands in row 1. Ouch.
Verlander has been as high as 95 this afternoon. And those readings, or these readings, are courtesy of Xfinity.
Stroke to center field, base hit. Gordon takes a breaking ball, has his second hit of the game. Game break time now. Let's go back to the studio. Here's Mickey York. All right, Mick, thank you. Not even an 8-1 lead is safe for that Rangers offense. Billy Butler, the batter. Butler is 0 for 2.
Justin Verlander doing a very nice job of making sure that Gordon doesn't think he could steal second base. He understands he has a really good double play candidate standing in the batter's box in Billy Butler. Butler has already grounded into 4 double plays this year, which leads their club. He grounded into 32 of those bad boys a couple of years ago.
Wow. Oh, and he's hit by the pitch this time. Verlander came inside, and that's going to put 2 Royals aboard. It also nailed Avila. Elbow straight to the mask. Avila had his mask knocked off last night as well.
Well, really no need for Verlander to panic. Not that he would anyway. He still needs to throw a quality pitch to the bottom of the strike zone and look for a double play.
Hosmer doubled in a run in the first, the only run so far in this game for either side.
I'd be shocked if Hosmer's up there bunting, but you never know with this Kansas City Royals team.
Hosmer's RBI doubled in that first inning, snapped an 0 for 19 skid. And he takes ball 1. Verlander has hit the 70 marker in pitches thrown. Two and 0. Hosmer, you might recall earlier this year, in this type of situation, lined into a triple play. That's the kind of luck he's been having. He's been hitting the ball hard. He pops this one up behind the plate. Avila runs out of room. Two and 1. Justin has not only been dominant against the Royals, but he's also been dominant here at Comerica Park in his career. 58 and 24 on his home field. Trying to pitch out of a mess here in the 6th. A single and a hit batter, nobody out. And the 2-1. We'll bluff back to second instead. Three and 1. Waiting his turn on deck, Jeff Francoeur. Boy, Hosmer had a rip there at a 3-1 pitch and fouled it off right into the glove. 97 miles an hour from Verlander.
That's his best fastball of the day. Would Ned Yost dare start the runners here 3-2 with nobody out?
Negative. Fouled off. As you like to say, the reward is not worth the risk.
It sure isn't. But they are one of your more aggressive base running clubs in the American League. Up there with the Angels, Tampa.
Nothing happening there as Gordon gets back in. Three and two. Bouncing ball right side. Fielder has only one play. Runners advance.
Take a look at how Verlander attacks Eric Hosmer. Although he's only batting about 180, he's still a very dangerous hitter, and Verlander showing him some respect. First three pitches all changeups. Then he comes back with some really good fastballs and finally gets him to ground out to first base.
So Avila now meets Verlander halfway to the mound. They'll chat about Francoeur.
He struck Francoeur out his first time up today. And he jammed him the second time up, too, with good fastballs inside. There's no doubt Francoeur up there looking for that heater inside.
Strikeout pop-up for Francoeur, who had 3 hits in yesterday's game. Hit 20 home runs last year for the Royals. He also stole 20 bases.
Had a ton of doubles, too.
Down the middle it comes, strike one. This kind of gets back to that aggressiveness you were talking about when Francoeur is stealing 20. Got a 5-game hitting streak right now, trying to build on a 1-0 Royals lead. We're in the 6th. And a ground ball to short. Peralta ranging to his right. This will get a run in. Francoeur is out. He'll get his 4th RBI. And it's 2-0 KC. Here's Mike Moustakas. He is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Butler remains at second base. Breaking ball is a touch outside. Two and 0. Leadoff single by Gordon, hit batter. 1 out later, a ground ball by Francoeur drives in a run. Meanwhile, Sanchez has given up just 1 Tigers hit in this game. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's in there, a strike. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Moustakas. Action in the bullpen. Jose Mijares is warming up for Kansas City. That's fouled back out of play. Sanchez 82 pitches, I should say, through 5 innings of work. 2-2 on Moustakas. The 2nd overall pick in the 2007 draft, right behind David Price. Tampa Bay had the 1st pick that year. They selected Price. A lot of first rounders, as we talked about on this team last night. And the 2-2 popped him up. Third base side for Cabrera. And the inning is over, so minimal damage done. They get another run, and we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Let's take a look at Jonathan Sanchez this afternoon. He is no longer in the game. Ned Yost with a lead. He wants Sanchez to have a good taste in his mouth. He's the leader in the clubhouse as far as the win is concerned, should they hang on. But he kind of kept the Tigers off balance for the most part. Avila got the first hit off of him in the 5th inning. Loaded the bases before Jackson grounded out to the shortstop. So pretty good day for Sanchez.
I would say so. 5 innings, 1 hit, and no runs. He'll give way to a Royals bullpen now, and a Wallside Windows pitching change. And this bullpen has been very good on their road trip.
Maharis pitching in his 12th game. Really good earned run average. 10 innings. Has not given up a home run yet this year. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks.
In the bottom of the 6th, it's Bosch Cabrera, fielder, against the lefty Maharis, former Minnesota Twin. First pitch popped up foul. Back into the seats.
A couple of years ago, Maharis had a really good year out of that Minnesota Twins bullpen. For Ron Gardenhire. Minnesota struggling again this year. They're 6-17. Holding up the rest of the division.
A solid bullpen was their staple when they were winning division championships. Maharis back in 09 appeared in 71 games. There's a strike called, 0-2. Bosch, a strikeout and a ground out. 2-0 in favor of Kansas City. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Now the 0-2. Got him. Strike 3. Bosch punched out of there by Marvin Hudson.
And Brennan not agreeing with Marvin Hudson. And Mr. Fox Tracks is saying that Brennan has a legitimate beef.
Here's Cabrera. Hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning.
And you can't argue with Mr. Fox Tracks because he will not answer you back.
Kind of like a mascot. He doesn't talk. This Royals bullpen on their trip has given up just 3 earned runs in 24 1/3 innings coming in. Here's a lazy fly ball to right field. Frank Coor is under it. 2 outs. Of course, most of this time came with Maharis, a member of that Minnesota bullpen. 1.47 ERA career against the Tigers.
This is where the Kansas City Royals bullpen can be kind of difficult on a team that has a couple of power hitters that hit left-handed like Bosch and also Fielder. He has 3 lefties down there, does Ned Yost, and he can bring one in each inning to pitch to Brennan and also Fielder and kind of navigate their way through Miggy.
Nice option to have. Fouled back out of play. 0-2 on Prince. Ground ball and a fly ball.
Prince's last 5 or 6 at bats in this series have been against all left-handers.
First 2 against Sanchez today. Now Maharis. And another one back out of play.
And Ned Yost went to his bullpen last night against Prince. His final 2 times up, he saw left-handers.
Maharis trying to finish off Prince Fielder. And it's driven toward left field. Gordon going back right in front of the wall. Hit it hard, but Gordon runs it down, and the Tigers go in order. this afternoon. 2-0 is our score. Time now for today's Ace Hardware Scott's fan poll question of the game. Which of these teams was the Tigers' biggest American League rival? Was it A, the '84 Royals, B, the '87 Blue Jays, C, the 2009 Twins, or D, last year's New York Yankees? To enter your vote, text ACE followed by a space, then the letter answer to 37338. See the final results postgame during Tigers Live. Pretty good rivalries to pick from there. That Blue Jays rivalry to me stands out in the late 80s. Verlander is back to the hill now. He's given up 5 hits, trails 2-0. Tigers have managed only 1 hit today. Brian Pena leads it off, and Chris Getz and Alcides Escobar. First pitch fouled away, 0-1. Pena lined out to the second baseman Danny Worth in his last at bat. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 1-1 on Brian Pena. Hit .248 last year for the Royals in his 4th season now in a Kansas City uniform. Verlander's 1-1. Missed it inside, 2-1. Royals looking for their first win against the Tigers this year. Three and one. So with Verlander getting into the 7th inning now, that makes 48 straight starts of at least 6 innings for the Tigers right-hander. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Pulled foul down the right field line. Drill that fastball back into the seats. Late on that one.
Nice play down there by that fan who brought his glove to the game.
No doubt.
One hopper, picked it clean.
All right, now does he make this play if he didn't bring his glove?
Got a little assist from his buddy too.
Probably not. He might be backing out of there if he didn't bring his glove. 3-2 is hammered to the air toward left. Going to the corner, Rayburn runs out of real estate. Three and 2 on Brian Pena. And again, he pulls this one down the right field line, and it's another souvenir. This will be the 9th pitch coming up in this at bat. Here it is. And it's served toward left field and caught by Rayburn, who slipped a little bit but stayed with it. 1 out here in the 7th. That'll bring up Chris Getz. Avila and Verlander have had a couple of these powwows throughout the game. Home plate umpire Marvin Hudson going out there to break it up. Gets a 3-base hit with 2 outs in the 2nd. Did not score. Here's the 0-1. Gets acquired from Chicago. The Royals gave up Mark Teahen to get him. Not a whole lot of power. In fact, it's been a while since Getz has hit a home run. In fact, you got to go back to July of '09. A wave and a miss. 1-2. 767 at bats now since his last home run. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the air, shallow center field. Jackson coming on.
Fans, you want to make sure you join us again on Friday for more baseball when the Tigers welcome the Chicago White Sox. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live on Fox Sports Detroit. That's Tigers Baseball, Friday at 7 on Fox Sports Detroit.
The White Sox coming in, Smiley and Peavy on Friday night.
Peavy pitching some really good baseball this year. We have the top two in ERA as far as the leaderboard is concerned going into that contest on Friday. Smiley, Peavy. Something's got to give.
Peavy, of course, the veteran who is coming back from a few injuries. Smiley is the rookie who has really surprised. In there is strike. 0-2 on Alcides Escobar.
Yeah, Drew hasn't looked like a rookie in his first month in the major leagues.
That one missed. Jim Leland says it looks like we made the right decision on who to give that 5 spot to and who earned it coming out of spring training. That would be Smiley.
For sure.
He has not disappointed. Here's Verlander's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ugly swing there for Escobar. Inning is over, and Verlander picks up another strikeout with a 1-2-3-7. In this one before today's game, Max Scherzer is still trying to iron out some problems that he has had with his delivery. He was working with Jeff Jones in the bullpen.
And they also worked yesterday as well, just trying to get Max in a direct line toward home plate. You can see the shoulder coming up, and when Max's shoulder comes up, he tends to fly off the baseball, and that's how he had those 7 walks in New York. So let's hope they get him straightened out for Saturday's game against the White Sox.
Meanwhile, we have work to get done here as we play in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher is on for KC. That would be Kelvin Herrera.
He's got a good fastball. 100-mile-per-hour fastball does Herrera have.
Foul tip. 1-1.
Also pitched an inning in last night's game, and it was a pretty quick inning.
Rayburn, Peralta, Avila here in the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers have not been able to get anything generated offensively. They loaded the bases in the 5th with 2 outs. Avila got a 2-out double for their first and only hit of the game. Just not too many opportunities. Rayburn a pop up and a fly ball. Here's the 1-1. Fires that one in there at 100 miles an hour.
That pitch right there is unhittable. On the black at 100 miles an hour at the knees. You cannot do anything with that.
1-2. Tried to check it. Looked like he went. Yep. Tim McClellan says he sure did. 1 gone. This guy looks like he has future closer stuff.
He sure does.
Coming out of the pen, chucking triple digits. Johnny Peralta, fly ball, ground out. Little bender there that dips low. Now there's some chirping apparently coming from the Tiger dugout. Lloyd McClendon's putting his hands up in the air. Marvin Hudson.
Lloyd probably doesn't appreciate that check swing call by Tim McClellan.
Broken bat, soft liner caught by Hosmer. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Avila. Did you ever face any guys in the big leagues that threw 100?
No. I don't even remember guys throwing 100 miles an hour then.
Yeah. Avila takes a strike. When Joel Zamaye came up in 2006, it seemed like an oddity, a novelty to have a guy throwing that hard, but now triple digits becoming more routine. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looks like Dirks might be getting ready to pinch hit for Eldridge should Avila get on base.
Well, that's a good sign that he is able to at least consider doing that. That hamstring. .99 miles an hour, but it missed, and now it's 3-1. And he lost him. So it's a 2-out walk. Looks like Eldred's going to hit.
Well, he had 13 home runs in the minor leagues before he got called up. So Jim's hoping that Eldred can run into one against the hard thrower.
Eldred in this game will walk in a line out. Well, if he runs into one here, he could tie it up. Swing and a miss.
Herrera in this inning has gone to 79 miles an hour with an off-speed pitch and all the way up to 100 with his fastball.
So it's 0-2 on Brad Eldred. missed the outside corner. At 99. Dirk still hanging out with his bat and his helmet on in the dugout. Here's the 1-2. Driven toward left center field. That'll get down. A base hit. Avila on his way to third base. They're going to stop him there. And in with a double is Brad Eldred.
Herrera hung a breaking ball here to Brad Eldred. The ball stayed up. And he is so strong, he was able to take it and hit it really hard in left center field for a double.
So the Tigers now have a 2-out threat going here. Tying runs in scoring position. Danny Wirth will not bat. We'll get a pinch hitter. That'll be Ramon Santiago. Now you're a base hit away from maybe tying this one up.
Ramon batting 171 this year in 15 games. And Ned Yost is going to take a stroll out to the mound for a possible pitching change.
There's some activity. Ottavine and Crow warming up. And so the call for Crow coming to the bullpen. Pitching change. We'll be back to the ballpark. Two nothing. They have runners at second and third and 2 outs, and they will face a new pitcher. It's hard throwing right-hander Aaron Crow.
Aaron Crow has lights out numbers against left-handers this year. And the batting average is under 100, so I'm sure that's the reason why they took out the right-hander Herrera in favor of the right-hander Crow. I've been trying to digest something else here. I'm trying to think, why no Kelly? Why no Dirks? And Santiago as the pinch hitter here.
273 career as a pinch hitter.
I'm kind of thinking that had he used Kelly or possibly Andy Dirks, then Ned Yost may have walked one of those two guys to load the bases, but don't know for sure.
Well, Santiago gets the call, and he takes ball one from Crow.
What do you think? Anything to that for you?
Well, I was waiting for Dirks to pinch hit for Eldred, and that didn't happen. And Eldred ends up doubling, so I wouldn't ask my opinion. Yeah, but I'm with you. I thought Dirks probably would have hit before now. We'll ask the skipper after the game. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike on Santiago. 2-out walk from Avila. Eldred then doubled. Pena blocks it. And a key block there with a runner at third. Santiago this year batting .300 with runners in scoring position. Tigers need a key hit here, down by 2. And a bouncing ball to the right side. Gobbles it up. And the threat is over. No runs, a walk, and a double. 2 men left. Jonathan Sanchez, 5 innings of 1-hit baseball, did not allow a run. He struck out 2. Verlander's career ERA against Kansas City 2.25 now in 21 starts, and the Royals 39 straight games with at least 1 double. They got a double early in this game from Eric Hosmer to drive in a run, and they've since added 1. The Tigers have not been able to get Verlander any kind of offense today, so they trail 2-zip going into the 8th inning.
In that 6th inning, Verlander reached back to get a little bit extra on his fastball here today. 95 and above. He threw 10 of those pitches in the 6th. 24 total today for JV.
Santiago stays in the game to play second base. And now Verlander, again, every start this year with at least 100 pitches. Goes back to work in the 8th, and he throws a strike to Gerard Dyson. That's 6 straight starts now with at least 100 pitches for Verlander. Dyson is 0 for 2. He walked in the first, stole a bag, and scored a run. Missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hosmer's RBI double in the first. Francoeur's RBI ground out in the 6th. The only 2 runs scored here today at the ballpark. And misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dyson, then Gordon, and then Butler, top 3 hitters for Ned Yost. Missed again. Here's the 3-2 pitch. A little looper into center field, base hit. So the speedy Dyson is on here to lead off the 8th.
As soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, show you all the highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Hey, there's a good friend, Pause. Easy there, Pause.
Pause getting ready for photo day.
That's right.
On Sunday.
Here's Gordon. That is the 6th hit for Kansas City, and Dyson extends his hitting streak to 6 in a row. It's been a good day for Gordon. A couple of hits, a run scored.
Dyson has already stolen a base in this game, and he scored back in the first inning. With his speed, he'll be trying to steal another base.
That's in for a strike. 1-1. Billy Butler waiting on deck. Royals trying to add to their 2-0 advantage. Another quick throw. That play a little bit closer down there for Dyson.
You can't get off the bag too far at first with Verlander and his quick move.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Not only does Verlander have the really quick feet, which allows him to have that quick move, but he's also utilizing a slide step when delivering the ball home with Gordon up there, which makes it nearly impossible for Dyson to get a good jump off first, but he has great speed.
And Verlander making sure that he doesn't get too comfortable down there. Dyson last year in AAA stole a lot of bases. 38.
Well, if you want to pitch out here, you can with 2 strikes if you think he's going.
Another throw. And Prince trying to deke him there.
But even on a pitch out, you still have to get that ball to Avila in a hurry.
Foul back. There's Butler on deck. Verlander going to have to meander through their best hitters. Got Gordon, then Butler, then Hosmer. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Gordon is dispatched. Five strikeouts for Justin. Now Butler, who was hit by a pitch back in the 6th inning. And another throw. This time it gets away. Dyson taking the turn, but he'll go to third. Here comes Fielder's throw. It's going to be late. And that's disaster for Verlander. Dyson gets all the way to third base.
Ball looked like it went off the tip of Prince's glove and also hit Dyson in the helmet, and before he was able to get up and scamper over to third base.
So the Tigers have their first error of the game, and it's a big one. Let's see how big. The infield coming in. A huge run standing at third. Way outside to Butler, 1-0. Eddie Rodriguez, their third base coach, has been having a long conversation with Brian Runge down at the bag at third. He was arguing something when Dyson got to third base. There's a check swing, the appeal, he went. Let's see what happened here.
Looked like Eddie Rodriguez was in the way of Brian Runge.
Runge just shoved him out of the way. And that led to a discussion between the two. And they're still going at it. Brian Runge down at third base is a third generation umpire in the major leagues. His dad umpired in the big leagues, Paul Runge, and his grandfather, Ed Runge. 3 generations. One and two. And he got him. Froze him, and Butler is called out on strikes. 6 of them now for Verlander.
I believe that was a 90-mile-per-hour slider by Justin Verlander. It didn't do a whole lot, but he was able to freeze Butler.
Hosmer swinging out of his shoes. 0-1. Big RBI double in the first, driving in the game's first run. Backed him out of there at 98 miles an hour. It's 118 now for Justin. Again, his high water mark this year was against the Royals, 131 a couple of weeks ago. Another big swing. 1-2 on Eric Hosmer.
Verlander has had a lot of success against the Kansas City Royals in his career. But this year, they have made him throw a lot of pitches.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball low. Well, that victory he got in KC was such a struggle, especially that 9th inning. But he was able to get through it. Now 120 pitches here today. Here's the 2-2 coming home. Outside, 3-2. Francoeur would be next. Fouled away. He reached 99 with that last fastball.
He's awfully talented. .99-mile-per-hour fastball, 120 pitches in to the ball game.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out at 100 miles an hour.
He is no joke.
7 strikeouts for Verlander, and he brought the express to get strike 3. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, the Tigers running out of time. Got to get the offense rolling. Justin Verlander has done his job today. He's given up just 2 runs on 6 hits. Aaron Crow back to work. Austin Jackson is up there, top of the lineup here in the 8th. And Jackson takes outside. 2 balls, no strikes. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Verlander striking out 4 of the last 5 that he faced in an impressive fashion on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that got Hosmer. There's a strike, 2-1.
He went through their 3 best hitters: Gordon, Butler, and Hosmer.
Now the 2-1. Bending out of there, 3 balls, 1 strike. Jackson, then Bosch, then Cabrera. Ground ball left side. It's through. Base hit.
Hey fans, you can follow the Tigers with MLB.com at Bet12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for details.
So the Tigers have just their 3rd hit of the game, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Now Bosch. 0-1 on Brennan. He's 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts. His 8-game hitting streak is on the line. All of the other Tigers' opportunities today have come with 2 outs. They've gotten the leadoff man on here. Driven to right field out of line. That ball is hit well, and that ball is gone. A line drive home run for Brennan Bosch, and we are tied at 2. It got out in a hurry. Wow. Missile. What a way to extend your hitting streak. 9 in a row. Verlander's digging that. The crowd has come alive with the 2-run Bosch homer. Cabrera pops it up. Shallow right field. Chris Getz. And Francoeur calls him off.
Usually when Brennan Bosch hits home runs, they're lofty fly balls that travel deep into right field, but that was a line drive that got out of here in a hurry. What a swing by the big, talented, powerful left-hander.
Verlander says, "Are you kidding me with that one? That's the quickest home run we've seen this year." And it's going to be a quick exit for Aaron Crow. Pitching change. Brand new ball game. 2-2.
up and he struck out against Mahar is at the fact that Brennan Bosch probably would see left-handers the remainder of the game along with Prince Fielder. I don't think Ned Yost is probably kicking himself that he didn't have Collins in the game and going up against Bosch there, but he did make the change for Prince Fielder.
An electric line drive home run for Brennan Bosch. The Tigers could get nothing going until this 2-run 8th inning to tie the ball game. And now Tim Collins comes on for KC.
But I have to give you the entire story, though. But Crow, we talked about it when he came in the game. I mean, he really has handled left-handers this year.
Well, that's one matchup that went in the favor of the Tigers, despite the numbers for Crow. And now Fielder faces Collins here with 1 out, bases empty. Strike 1 on Prince. A couple of fly balls and a ground out. Nothing but lefties today for Prince. He faced Sanchez for 2 at-bats, then Maharis in the 6th. The 0-1.
Ned Yost managed Prince Fielder in Milwaukee and obviously has a tremendous amount of respect for Prince. Therefore, Prince's last 6 at-bats have been all against left-handers. A couple last night, 4 today.
Driven in the air toward left and hit well. Gordon, though, is going to get there right in front of the wall. The second time Fielder has gone that way, falling a little bit short. Actually, the 3rd time he's gone that way today. Last 3 at bats. 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn is 0 for 3. There is action in the Detroit bullpen. That's Valverde and Joaquin Benoit. Oh and 2. Tigers 2, Royals 2. The home run by Bosch has knotted this one up after the leadoff single by Austin Jackson. One and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Rayburn. Collins replaces Crow, who came on for Herrera, who came on for Maharis. We mentioned how good this Royals bullpen has been on their current road trip, but that 2-run homer by Bosch has touched them up. Outside, 3 and 2. And the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a strikeout. Rayburn is out. Inning is over. Not before the Tigers tie it up. Thanks to Bosch.
Depot doing more on defense, and Verlander not only pitched a really good game, but he made a really good play. Gets speedy second baseman trying to bunt his way on, and Verlander makes a really nice play, getting over, barehanding it, and giving Prince the baseball.
Verlander this afternoon threw 61% fastballs. 30 pitches of 95 or more, and he will hand it over now to the bullpen. In a 2-2 game as we go to the 9th inning. Joaquin Benoit takes over. And the first pitch missing inside, 1-0.
Benoit has been a little wild this year. You see the 9 base on balls, and that has really caused his ERA to go up a tick. 3.86 is not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but he has had some bouts with wildness this year.
And he's fallen behind Francoeur, 2-0. Oh for 3 in this game. Francoeur has an RBI, though. His ground ball scored a run his last at bat. And the 2-0. 3-0. Moustakas and then Pena due up. 2 runs, 4 hits for Detroit. 2 runs, 6 hits for Kansas City. And Benoit's 3-0 pitch. It's in there. Strike 3 and 1. Ground ball left side behind the back. Cabrera. Double pumps. Throws him out. Francoeur is out of there. 1 gone. That'll bring on Moustakas. Moustakas today is 0 for 3. Royals held a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 8th, and a leadoff single by Jackson got it rolling, and the 2-run homer by Brennan Bosch. Strike 1 on Moustakas. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm trying to think of the last time that there was a situation where it was the top of the 9th inning and the score was tied and Jim did not use Valverde.
It's fouled back out of play. Yeah, this normally is his spot, isn't it?
It is, because there will be no save in this game today should the Tigers win it.
Grande, though, has had his struggles in non-save situations, and that may have played into the decision. One ball, 2 strikes on Mike Moustakas. Here it is. Slap foul again, back out of play. Moustakas a couple of years ago in 2010, the minor league player of the year. He put up monster numbers. 36 homers, 124 RBIs, and 2 levels in the minor leagues. And again the 1-2. Driven to right field. That ball is hit well. Bosch going back, looks up, and it's off the base of the wall. Moustakas on his way to second, and he's in standing up with a double. A 1-out, 2-base hit from Mike Moustakas.
Moustakas got himself a 92-mile-per-hour fastball that Benoit missed with the location. It looked like Avila wanted that ball away, and it kind of crept back over the inner third, and Moustakas put a pretty good swing on it.
His first hit today, his 8th double of 2012, and the Royals now have 7 hits. Go-ahead run at second base for Brian Pena. And despite this light scoring game, the Royals have 4 extra base hits, 3 doubles and a triple in this one. Pena's 0 for 3.
Verlander, who started this game and pitched 8 innings, he does his best work when runners are in scoring position.
Ground ball hit to the right side. Santiago has it there. Pena's out. Runner advances to third. 2 gone. So we'll see if Chris Getz is able to put the Royals ahead. Benoit will face the number 8 hitter in the KC lineup.
Not a whole lot you can really do about it, but in the back of your mind, even though there are 2 outs, you have to be thinking that Getz might try to bunt his way on and score the run that way.
Fouled back 0-1.
And that's why Cabrera, excuse me, on that first pitch was playing right in at the cut of the grass. Now he's asking Rafael Belliard, where would you like me to move to?
And the 0-1. 0-2 on Getz.
Now both Prince and Cabrera can back up a few steps.
One out double by Moustakas. He's at third now with 2 outs. Little pop-up foul back out of play. Getz had a triple against Verlander back in the second. And you saw the bullpen blow a 2-run lead in the 8th on the home run by Bosch. And that again is fouled back out of play. 0-2 the count stays on Chris Getz. Royals today are 1 for 12 with men in scoring position. And Benoit would like to make that 1 for 13. Give his club a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 0-2. Again back out of play. Getz checking his bat to make sure it's not cracked, and Avila goes out. They have a chat now with Benoit. Royals got 1 in the first and 1 in the 6th. Tigers got their 2 in the 8th. Verlander started. Went the first 8 innings, and how big is that runner? He's stranded at third now in the 8th inning when Dyson got all the way to third base on a bad pickoff throw.
A couple of pitches ago, they tried to climb the ladder to get Getz to swing at strike 3. See what they do here with the 0-2 count.
Inside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the reason why a high fastball is a good pitch of choice to a guy like Getz, even if he hits the high fastball, more than likely he's going to pop it up. And you have a pretty good chance of getting a swing and miss as well.
Now the 1-2. Fought that one off. And so Getz is making life miserable right now for Joaquin Benoit, who snatches the baseball back.
Those pitches right there are dangerous for me. One, because if you throw it where you really need to throw it, and that's in the dirt, it has a chance of getting past Avila. And if you leave it up too high, then a guy like Getz, who's a table setter, can serve it into the outfield.
There's a soft liner hit to the left side of the infield. Tough play. Peralta, the throw, not in time, and the run will score. Moustakas comes in from third on the soft serve, and what an at-bat for Chris Getz, who drives in the go-ahead run. An infield single.
Give Getz some credit. He got himself a fastball. It was out over the plate. It was down, and he just found a spot where they couldn't throw him out.
Really not much of a chance there for Peralta to throw him out. 3-2 ball game. Royals have regained the lead. Here's Alcides Escobar. Ball 1.
Benoit was really deliberate with that first delivery to home plate with Escobar standing in the batter's box. If he's that slow again, Getz will be on the move.
And there he goes. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Stolen base. Getz has his 4th.
Avila had no shot.
Now an insurance run in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike on Alcides Escobar. And he swings and misses 1 and 2.
Escobar continues to look for the fastball inside, and therefore he has no chance whatsoever at the breaking balls that he has gotten away from him in this game. I mean, that front side, the hip, front shoulder, really flying off the baseball.
Jonathan Broxton, meanwhile, warming up in the Royals bullpen. They'll take over in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tigers down by 1 right now. They'd like to keep it right here. Escobar had a double against Verlander. He was back in the 5th inning. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Benoit takes care of him to end the inning. Not before they put together a couple of hits for a run. Go to the bottom of the 9th. stability since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows for a free and home estimate. Call 1-800-521-7800. Back here in the Motor City, we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. The Royals have regained the lead with a run in the top of the ninth. And the Tigers down to their final 3 outs now. And they will face the new pitcher. The closer is on for Kansas City, Jonathan Broxton.
And Jonathan Broxton has career 87 saves and 121 chances. Got a power arm, over 500 strikeouts in his career in 394 games.
All of those numbers over in the National League with the Los Angeles Dodgers. 36 saves 1 year, a couple of years ago back in 09 for LA. Johnny Peralta leads it off. And the first pitch is in for strike one, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Broxton.
There was a time when Broxton was closing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. His fastball was 100 miles an hour.
He's protecting a one-run lead here. And he threw that one right by Johnny at 96.
Broxton's a big boy. He is tipping the scales at 3 bills.
He's got Peralta, Avila, and Eldred, the scheduled hitters, here in the bottom of the ninth. And the 0-2. Missed it outside. So he's gone 95, 96, now 97 miles an hour. 6'4", 300-pounder out of Augusta, Georgia. Peralta is 0 for 3 today. Fought that one off. Again at 97, so he's not too far from that triple digits he would throw in Los Angeles.
Royals have some good arms in that bullpen. They've got several guys that Ned Yost can trot out of that bullpen that can throw 95 miles an hour and above.
Broxton last year had bone spurs in his right elbow. Appeared in just 14 games. The Royals took a chance on him, signed him as a free agent in the offseason. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball third base side right at Moustakas. 1 out.
Turned out to be a blessing in disguise that they decided to sign Broxton because their very talented closer, Joaquin Soria, has had Tommy John surgery and he'll be out the entire season.
Yeah, one of the top closers in the game gone for the year. And Broxton filling in. He had 3 saves coming in. Avila with a double and a walk. Ball 1. Avila has faced Broxton only twice, and Jonathan has struck him out twice. Here's the 1-0. Strike called on the outer edge. Avila with a bit of a silent protest does not move.
Good location with that fastball. Avila does have some power to left field, but most of his power is to right field. Therefore, Broxton and also Pena, the catcher, are going to make him use the big part of this ballpark here today.
Bouncing ball back up the middle and a diving stop, but unable to make the play is Getz. It's an infield hit. Tying run is on. And we'll get a pinch runner now, it appears, for Avila.
Good effort by Getz, and had he been able to come up with that ball, he may have had a play at first base.
I thought he hurt himself. He curled that glove and that wrist on the glove hand underneath his body. So Avila gets the infield single. The Tigers now have the tying run on. Gerald Laird will pinch run. And Andy Dirks is going to pinch hit. Fouled away. 0-1 on Dirks, who's been battling that hamstring. Had to come out of the ball game last night. .314 this year for Dirks. The home run came on the last 3-game trip at Yankee Stadium. Here is Broxton's 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Andy Dirks.
If you're G Money at first base, you have to get as good a secondary lead as the Royals will allow you to get, because if Dirks hits something on the ground and him not being 100%, he can't run, you have to give yourself a chance of breaking up the double play. Make sure Escobar and Getz can't turn it over smoothly.
Ground ball to second. That is a tailor-made double play ball. 4-6-3 ball game. Hit it hard, but right at Getz. And the Royals will gain the split in this rain-shortened series. They win it here today with a run in the ninth. 3-2 your final score. Back with more from the ballpark in a moment.